Today's video is going to be instructing you on how to order whole numbers. Ordering them either from greatest to least or least to greatest. And one of the most important things you will need to do is to pay attention to the directions. So if it says greatest to least, you know you want your highest number to be first. In these directions, where it asks you to do least to greatest, you're going to need to put the lowest number. So directions are so important. Read them a couple of times, double check that you're doing them correctly. So with this first set of numbers, you have three different numbers. They're separated by a semicolon and some spaces. In your workbook, they're not quite as separated with spaces, but there is a semicolon, which is this dot with a comma underneath it. And so there's three individual numbers. So pay attention to that. And if you need to even take your pencil and draw a little box around each number so you can see it better, you can do that too. So we are going to put these three numbers in order from greatest to least. So we're going to look at this one and say it, 55,997. This one's 57,000, and this one is 56,038. And you want to know which one is the greatest. So they all have fives in the 10,000s place. This one has a 5 in the thousands, a 7 in the thousands, and a 6 in the thousands. So this is going to be your greatest number. Now, in your workbook, I'm going to ask you to number them because that actually will be the easiest for me. So I'm going to ask you to put a 1 over the one that should go first. So this one should go first. Now, which is the next highest number? Is it 55,997 or 56,038? So I hope you know that it's this one. So over this one, again, this is going to be in your workbook. I want you to put a 2, and obviously this is going to be the least right here, and put a 3 there. So I have made mine with red so that it shows up. So this is the greatest number, the second greatest, and this one is the least. Over here we have 787,925, 1,056,000, and 789,000. So which one of these numbers is the greatest? I hope you recognize that it's the middle one here that is the 1 million, because those other two numbers do not have any numbers in the millions place. So let me get my numbers, my cursor in the right place here. And so the greatest number we have, and I'm going to do this how I want you to do it in the workbook. I want you to put a 1 over the greatest number. So that 1 is over this. And which one is the next in line? Which is the next greatest? 787,925 or 789,000? So pay close attention. This has a 7 and this has a 9 in the thousands place. So this one is greater. So you are going to put a 2 over this one. And then this means that this one right here is our least number. So that one's going to have a 3. Now down here, the set of directions has changed. It wants you now to order them from least to greatest. So we're going to find the lowest number. 43,050, 42,938, 42,951. So I hope you realize that the lowest number is this one, 42,938. This is 43,000, so it's obviously bigger than these two. And then we've got a 9 here and a 9 here, but a 3 here and a 5 here. So this makes this one the least greatest, so the least. So we are going to put a number 1 here because that's our least highest number, and we're following the directions least to greatest. Which one comes next? Well, it would be this one right here, the other one in the 42,000s. So we're going to put a 2 there, which means we're going to have a 3 here. And again, it's coincidence that these all ended up being 312, 312, and 312. It's not always going to be the case. Well, here is another change. I think they're kind of challenging problems. They make you have to really think. I want you to write all the digits that can replace the box. Remember, the box is just a blank space, okay? A digit has to go in there. We're going to have to figure out which one it is. And this is where knowing what the name of this symbol without having to do the alligator face or the Pac-Man face is most helpful. Because the way this reads is 567 is less than 500 something 5 is less than 582. So my favorite method is kind of the guess and check. So the first thing, and I always like to start at the beginning, which is 0. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that box with a 0, and then I'm going to read this sentence and see if it makes sense. This is actually a number sentence. That's why I called it a sentence. So we have 567 is less than 505. Is that true? 567 is less than 505. That is not true. So I'm going to take that 0 out of there. It doesn't belong. It's not one of the things that I'm going to write down. But I'm going to put a 1 in there next. And then I'm going to read it. 567 is less than 515. Again, that is not true. I'm going to take that out and put a 2 in there. 567 is less than 525. Nope. Let's try a 3. 567 is less than 535. Nope. 567 is less than 545. Nope. Put a 5 in there. 567 is less than 555. Again, not true. So let's put a 6 in there. 567 is less than 565. Again, not true, but we're pretty close. 567 is less than 575. That is true, but we have another part to check. Then we have to say 575 is less than 582. That is also true. So 7 can be one of the digits I write down. I have to go see if there's any more digits. I've used the 7. Now I'm going to go up to the 8 and see if that's true. 567 is less than 585. That is true. 585 is less than 582. Well, that is not true. So I'm not going to write an 8 down there. And I know that if I put a 9 in there, that's not going to make it true either. So the only digit that answers this question is the 7. All right, it asks for all the digits. Well, this one only gets 1. All right, we're going to look at the next one. The next one says 52,780 is greater than 50-something thousand 790 is greater than 50,120. So what are we going to put in this box? Again, I like to start at the beginning. So I'm going to put a 0 in there and ask ourselves this question. 52,780 is greater than 50,790. That's true. 52 is greater than 50. So I can go over here to my little answer spot and I can put a 0. A 0 fits in there. And now I have to ask myself, oh, you know what? I didn't check the second part. I got to check the second part. Is it true that 50,790 is greater than 50,120? That is also true. So I can put my 0 over there. And now I want to try another number, another digit. I'm going to put a 1 in there. 52,780 is greater than 51,790. That's true. This number is greater than that number. Now, is this number greater than this number? 51,790 is greater than 50,120. That's true. This number is greater than that number. So I'm going to put 1. 1 also works. Let's see if 2 works. All right. 52,780 is greater than 52,790. Oh, that one doesn't work because now this number is greater than that number. So 2 is not going to work. So we know we can stop. A 0 and a 1 are our answers here, and we can stop. So let me reassert that you have to pay attention to directions. They're very important. They can cause you to get your work all wrong simply because you didn't read the directions.